the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first step you go through, so again, a lot of examples, not this one, they give you a bunch of data. And then you would say, open in StatCrunch, you would go click on the data that's someplace around here, a little blue icon, and you would do it that way. In this case, there's no real data. It's just so you have to remember the example itself, which says that we need to find the area with the probability of being beyond, like, over 6.8, between 0 and 7.6, etc. That's a great example to solve using StatCrunch calculator. So help me get more help. I'm going to say open up in StatCrunch. Okay, and then I'm going to go into Stat Calculator. This time, again, in other chapters, you're going to be using maybe the T, but I'm not even sure of that. But in this chapter, you're using what's called a normal, because we're told it's a normal bell-shaped curve. And this is what opens up. And this solves the problem for you, because there are three kinds of problems. There's problems where you want to know the area below a certain point, in which case you use less than. Other examples, you want to know the area or the probability to the right of a certain point, higher than a certain, so you change this to a greater than. And then there's a totally different kind of question. Well, not really totally different, but where you want the area between 2 points, which I don't think is a question right now. You click on between. But right now we're doing the standard problem, greater than. Okay? So we need to be told four things.
I'm sorry, Professor, your wife's leaving.
Okay, say goodbye to me.
Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we want the area, so we need to know three facts, which they have to tell you. They have to tell you that the fact that it's a bell-shaped curve by saying it's normal or bell-shaped curve. Sometimes the word for it is Gaussian, but they don't use that word so much. And we need to be told the average value. What is the middle value of all these numbers? And I think they tell you it's 5.9% is the average.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't even see it. Then you got to be told the standard deviation, which is what?
They give you that.
Okay, 1 point something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the actual standard deviation? Do you remember the example?
No, I can't see it.
It was 1.7, and the mean
No,
was.
not yours. His.
Oh,
He's doing an example on his. Yeah, I don't remember your numbers.
I have to find. Let me find the problem for it. Where it go? Here's the problem. 5.9 and 1.8 is the 1.8. 1.8, and we went over 6.8. 1.8. Where are we? Okay. 1.8 goes here.
It'll be greater than.
We want it to be higher than 6.8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me point out to you one slight complication in this problem, which is that everything is in percentages. But the percentages in this case are just like units. So it could be like 5.9 pounds with a standard deviation of 1.8. The percentages, which may, screw you up, is really just can be ignored. If you convert everything to percentage, like instead of 5.9, you put down 0.0059, which is 5.9%. You convert everything to percentages into decimals, you get the exact same answer. Or if you just, in this case, just drop off the percentage sign and ignore it because it's sort of the same in everything. So that is just one slight calculation. So we plugged in the number they gave us. We plugged in this number. We plugged in this number. We changed this to a greater than, because remember we want everything to the right of 6.8 greater than, and then we hit compute, and the answer is 0.038 or 31%, 0.0308. So if we take this number and plug it into the answer, copy, go back to the problem somehow.
First.
1 second, let me go back to the problem, and we type. Okay. So again, the answer itself has to be expressed as a percentage. So again, go back to the answer. So it's going to be 30.8% or 30.85% again by moving it over 2 places. So the answer is 30.85. We'll go back to the problem. 30.85 and hit check answer somewhere. Oh, there it is, check answer. And we got it right. Okay. You want to do another? You want to do another one?
Yeah, we might as well just do one for the in between. We could do that quick.
Okay, so 0 to 7. So what you got to do is go back to this thing here. change it to between. And now we're going to be somewhere between 0 and 7.6. I compute, and the answer is 82.7%. Let's see if that's right. 82.7. And check answer. And it's right.
Okay. I really
Now,
appreciate your time,
the
Professor. Thank you
expected,
so much.
and this is more than 1%. You know, it just matters continuing. Again, we want more than. You got to be sensitive to more than, like over or more than, versus less than. That's the only trick you got to be aware of.
Okay. One more question. When is the group project due by?
Well, again, I'm pretty. If you notice, I'm pretty lackadaisical about deadlines. It's really due the last day of the term. But there are two things that might change that. One is, which I haven't really decided yet, even though it's coming down. Let's get a little bit late in the term. I haven't decided if I'm going to ask people to present the project to the rest of the class. This way, you know, when you watch people get feedback, other people's projects, you'll know how to improve your project. So I may decide that. That's the good side of that. The downside, it becomes a hassle to, you know, for everybody to present it and to be paying to be there. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just get personal feedback. So that's the other reason for doing it earlier. If you give it to me earlier, I can tell you, you know, like everything else, you get a second and third shot of it. If you give it to me early, I can say this is right, that's wrong, that's wrong. So by changing it, you get a better grade. If you give it to me the last day of term, I can't really improve your grade. You'll be stuck with whatever you get. So it's
Okay.
better to give it. It's better to give yourself a deadline of, I don't know, at least a couple of weeks before the end of the term. The more time you give yourself, the better. You know, I'll turn it around quickly, and then you can improve it. But if you give it to me the last day of the term or 2 days before the end of the term, I can't promise I'll grade it and give you a chance to redo it. So it's
Okay.
really up to you. So if you're confident you're getting it right, and it really shouldn't be, you know, basically you're gonna if I approve the date, I don't know if I did your project. Now, if I approve approve the project and approve the data, then it's just a matter of grinding out all the formulas based on um, I give you a table of contents with all the formulas that I want to see there. So you'll make some graphs, you make some medians, and modes, some t-tests. I mean, you may not be up to date yet. That's just past chapter 7, but you'll you grind them all out, and so the stat crunch will make sure the numbers are right. Then it's really a matter of just interpreting them, and that's pretty straightforward most of the time. So if you're confident, you can do it, hand it in just once at the end, but probably better to give it to me a couple of weeks before the end of the term.
Appreciate that. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so again, it's up to you if you want to leave now or if you want to stick around to listen to other people's questions.
Are they at chapters ahead of us, or
Well,
is it?
I imagine most people have questions about because remember, you needed to finish chapter 7 to do the first test. Am I right about that? Chapter 4? No, I'm sorry. This is stat
No,
1. I
no,
apologize.
it's the second
This
test.
is stat 1. 1 second. The first test is chapters like 1, 2, and 3, right? 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're probably. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna get out of stat crunch.